Hi, good morning. I am Sabari Nair. So growing up in a developing country, we have always been used to looking at a technology that's built in the developed world and then try and port it or adapt it to the Indian context or a developing world context. So when I became an engineer, I wanted to change a little bit of that and try and see how do we approach the developing world problems by technology that is built frugally here in India. So the moment you hear about a welder, what does come to your mind? Most often it will be about somebody working in the street corner, working on a grill in a very unsafe environment. The picture that you see on the left, that's what you typically see. So can we use technology to make someone employed in a proper formal sector which has safe work environment and the quality of output is appreciated better? That was our objective. And we found that the cost of doing hard skills training was very prohibitively high. And this is something that we can change with intervention of technology. And the moment we start talking about using technology in vocational training, the feeling is that technology is costly and it is only going to increase cost and not decrease cost. This is true only if we try and bring in tech that is built in the Western world. If we do it here, it may not cost so much. The other challenge when we use technology is that technology overpromises in most cases. We have seen this happen with EdTech. And so just having technology is not sufficient. It should deliver measurable value at the shop floor or at the employment level. So when we made tech to be able to work here in India, we were conscious of challenges with internet connectivity. We were conscious of problems with power access. The reason why I brought the bag to the stage is that the simulator is only this much. It's easy to carry it around. You don't have to go to a large training center. You can take it to anywhere where the students have access to. And it also creates its own network, and you can train, and then the data gets stored locally. Whenever you take the laptop to a place which has internet, it syncs to a central server. And you can see that many times I get asked the question, oh, this is too high tech for rural. And it is not so, because as you can see in the pictures, in tier 3, tier 4 towns in Tamil Nadu, Nippon Paint has used this to upskill the painters who buy their paint. And you can see that even rural as well as women have taken to this very easily. So yesterday in the immersion, when we went to the school, the kids in Madanapalli spoke very beautiful English very confidently. So there is nothing that segregates an urban person from a rural person. You give it to them, they will do it really well. So it's only a question of taking it to them. And what we built frugally here in India is now used very well in the US. So on the left you see picture of a school kid in California using my simulator. We have our simulators being used in Alaska. I never thought something we built in Chennai would get used in Alaska of all places. And last, wanted to say that anything that we build for developing world need not be cheap or need not be compromising on quality. So these are some of the installations that we have in various parts of the country. It is, I can tell you, it is at par with the best in the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Two things I wanted to say. One is the technology is a tool to enable you to do things much better. And as long as it delivers what it promises to deliver, it is good. Otherwise, technology for the sake of it is not going to be useful. And when it comes to the scope of hard skills, one of the things that I would like to share is that there are two reasons why any person chooses a career. One is the money part and one is the social status part. The money part of hard skills is now becoming more clear. Like a welder can start at 15,000 rupees, but if he goes to weld on a nuclear power plant, he can make 4 lakh rupees a month. That career progression not many people are aware of. And these are areas where technology can play a major role by eliminating the cost of delivering the training, and as well as giving you more data on what you did right, what you did wrong, measure in a very unbiased manner. Secondly, the social status. That's where I think we as a society will have to change a bit. Today, even though a plumber or a welder may make more money than, let's say, a software engineer, the social status doesn't come. Whether it is, are you being treated better by the people around you, or in India it becomes very important in the marriage market. Do you find preference? So all of these factors matter. So coming to technology, I think the global technological ecosystem has evolved in the last 5 years very much with this AR, VR, everything becoming more accessible, the prices of the devices coming down, and more developers building tools on that. So one thing, what you said is, it has to be a mix of brick and mortar. So the classroom could be a fixed hub, and you could have these moving around in spokes. And one challenge in any hard skill training center is that you find student mobilization a big challenge. You build the state-of-art training centers, but people don't come in. That's where you go around showing this, and then get the kids interested by showcasing that they have something high-tech to work on. And the first few times when we took these two real welders to get them upskilled, they were like, we are so thankful. Nobody ever thought of us before in any kind of technological intervention. We never got to touch any high-tech device. So there are a lot of things that tech can change. It can democratize. And I think we have quite a few interesting days ahead with tech becoming affordable and more focus coming to places like India where there is a lot of opportunity. One thing that prompted me to start Skillveri is also that the T3 of Delhi Airport as well as the Delhi Metro. The Delhi Metro was constructed by the tunnel boring operators from Peru, and T3 was built using Chinese labor. So in a country of 1.4 billion, and we have 70% of the population in the productive age group. Why should we bring people from outside? So there's a huge opportunity, and tech could be an enabler for that. Thank you.
I have a question for you, just if I may.
Yes, sure.
When you're talking about dignity of labor, yeah, because I think you also brought up the marriage market, how much does who XY earn? We're not very skilled as people. So when IKEA came to India, we were one of the first countries that outsourced how to build IKEA furniture. Yeah. Okay. So how does tech bridge the gap in terms of maybe if we can go to tier 2, tier 3 and further? At what age should these kind of skill sets start being discussed? Because the conversations that one has is, you're not proudly saying you're a welder or a plumber, but if you are an engineer or a lawyer or a teacher, it's great. So that value conversation comes in, but where does tech play a part in this, and at what age?
So let me bring a school STEM angle also to this. So we, as a side, we built some virtual reality app which teaches kids about gravity in high school, in 7th or 8th standard, by letting them play basketball on Earth, on Moon, and on Mars. So you can make kids play basketball in the real world without any tech, but you can't make them play basketball on the Moon or Mars. So this virtual reality technology is making them do some activity which is otherwise impossible to do or costly to do. I would say it should start somewhere in 5th or 6th standard, but different things will have different age groups to start with.
Yeah, and just to